Welcome to the eclipse month ahead, September 2025. We have two eclipses and it's important to you. It's going to hit you in that career spot as well as where you live, and it's going to make major changes happen in an 18-year rare way. We'll be breaking it down in our month ahead video for your sign. We're also going to talk about the Mercury story. He's the Lord of your sign and he's moving into his kingdom of Virgo, where he's so strong, meeting with the sun and giving you a complete reset button to do with matters of home, property, real estate, and commercial enterprise, especially that done within your home. And we do love Scorpio Mars activations this month, really driving you to new levels of professional success and maybe even new activities to better your health. Just so much going on. I don't know where to start, but welcome Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I'm so looking forward to sharing this month's sky with you in our 25 to 30 minutes together here today. That's about how long it takes me to get through all of this content with you. Now, I love to give you astrology knowledge and wisdom. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Lori Lothian. I'm using the Western Tropical Zodiac, whole sign houses, and all those fixed stars and minor asteroids that make astrology so much fun. But I also am a teacher of astrology. So if you're into learning how to time your best life, to go with the flow, to use the sky for success, and please join me for Sky Reader. It's really a fun course. I teach it every year. This is my 6th time teaching it. We'll be going ahead and launching the course start date now for September the 27th. It has changed, I know, but I've been moving and other stuff had happened. And it starts on September 27th. It runs 6 weeks. You get live calls for the classes with me, live Q&A coaching calls every week as well, one a week. We get the course material. You get to keep it forever and ever in my teaching platform. It's yours once you take the course. If you can't keep up, there are replays. If you don't get to any classes, you can always do it by yourself. We have guest astrologers teaching 4 different modules as guest optionals. You can go on Thursday nights and have an extra class, a bonus class. We have a Patreon, we have a Facebook group and a Discord community. There's different ways to meet with other students in the class. So if you want to come aboard, hang out with astrological lovers and learners, I'm loving this vibe of doing this class every year. And I'm doing it in September through to October. Come join me then. Information on how to sign up in the description box. The early bird discount code may or may not be in effect by the time you watch this video, but check below. You'll learn a lot more in the description box under the video, and I'll pin the information to the comments. Okay, so this is a weird month because eclipses make change happen, but it doesn't happen all at once. They have the energy of building up. We feel the energy coming in before these eclipses, and then it unfolds 6 months or a year later. So although the eclipses are in September, they're not all getting felt by you right away. What is most important is like 2006 end of year 7 and 2008, energetically, this kind of change wave is happening for you similarly in the house of homeland, property, real estate, and in connection to your career. There's a lot to say about that because if you think about it, these are the stakes of the chart. The wheel of your destiny is turning because of these eclipses. And in this particular manner, you'd had to go back 18 and a half years ago, 20 years ago, that kind of thing. So I'm really excited for Geminis. My sun has progressed into Gemini. Your progressed planets will never be as important or as accurate as your natal sky, but they're helpful and they're useful as well. So I'm going to show you the sky. We're going to go week by week through the sky, talk about the movements of different planets into different signs, particularly Saturn getting his ass out of Aries and moving into back ending into Pisces through till next February. That's your 10th house of career. So you're getting really serious about this career thing because ultimately when Saturn's in the 10th house, you want to hit the peak of your situation, the mountaintop. You want to be the expert, the authority, the master of something. And he's hanging at that 29th and 28th degree vibe, asking you to ante up to your full mastery, your critical climax of success in this part of your chart. So there's a lot to be going on to see him up there co-attending to eclipses, to say the very least. Here is your sky, Geminis. And if you're listening for your Gemini moon, it's about how you feel about life, your feelings and thinkings about it. It's also your home and your nest and where you live and land and where you put your head at night. The sun sign is more pertinent to career and purpose matters, and it's your true, authentic core self, your essential nature. And it's your, it's the actor who is then cast in the movie. And the movie is the movie of this life, played by the character of the rising sign. The rising sign is your outer appearance. It's how other people perceive you. It's how you think of yourself. It's a lens through which you view the world. I would say that your rising sign will be very accurate, and you can cast your chart in whole sign houses in my free tutorial and find out your rising sign as long as you have a birth time, or listen for your sun sign if you don't know your rising, and listen for your moon sign too. All three are very, very useful. All right, so if you happen to be a Gemini, this is the guide. This is September 1st. The first week of September is particularly turbulent, as is the last week. In the first week of September, we're going to bump into energy that feels quite uncomfortable, and particularly through Mars and Jupiter in a square. Mars is moving through the sign of Libra, and he's been in this particular sign since August the 6th, and he leaves on September 21st. Mars is not happy here. He's out of condition. He's in debility. He's really off his game. And this could have brought you into conflict with romantic partners, separation from romantic partners, difficulty with your artistic, creative, entrepreneurial activities, challenges with your children, to name a few. But as he is now squaring Jupiter as the month begins, you're going to find that as we hit that Labor Day weekend, you might want to be cautious, because this energy induces conflict around money. Now, I love Jupiter here for you through till next July. You're going to be very lucky financially, and your savings, earnings, and resources are going to be expanded. But now Mars has got to be in his bonnet on September, I'd say 2nd, all the way through till about the exact on the 4th, through to about the 21st. I mean, the 21st, the 9th. So September 2nd to the 9th, it would be inadvisable for you to get into an argument with your romantic lover, partner, or a sibling regarding finances, a sibling, no, or your family or your children regarding money. This is looks like financial conflict regarding money issues with someone in your life. You might also find that this is a Mars that is said we have to divide some kind of good fortune, and there's conflict over who's getting what in the family. Jupiter's in the house of family as well as earnings and resources. And so financial conflicts look possible. Disputes, though, will definitely be in your face here. There's something going on. And it's most likely regarding possessions or resources. Your child says, no, you promised me the car. You say, no, I'm keeping it. Somebody wants to duke it out regarding who gets what, possessions, assets, shared assets, and financial assets divided, for example, with children, with lovers, with romantic partners, or maybe with creative entrepreneurial partners as well. So there's a gnarly first week of September. Watch out for it. Don't overreact. Try to stay calm. Good news is Mars is in a trine to the Gemini sky, and you kind of know how to deal it up. You're going to be able to work with it. Mercury is your sign lord, and he's in his dignity. He's in the sign of Virgo. This works well for you. You're going to be okay. Mercury, we got to deal up this problem. Let's use some of our higher mind power to get through this successfully. You'll notice that Saturn, and this happens September 1st, enters backwards into your 10th house. This is a basically powerful degree and erratic, and he'll be kind of hovering here till next year in the month of February. It means that you are looking at a situation where you want to accomplish something, and you want to be successful because you have been working for years and working hard. And your North Node says, volume up the success. Downside, workaholism, career ambitions with perfectionism that you're working too hard to attain. But it still brings success. And so I love this energy for you. It's going to feel good. It's, we got out of the gnarly hardship with friends, or the feeling like your career profits were really hard to do, and maybe repressed or containment of career profits was happening as Saturn for 4 months before that was in Aries. But this is new energy. You're probably not minding it as much. But you're going back to finish up something. And by February, you kind of hit the career mastery stride of some sort. Like you are the master of your game. Now, back to this story of the tension between Mars and Jupiter. It's also accompanied by Mercury squaring Uranus. So Mercury is not, he takes the flavor of what he touches, right? He's not always an agent of his own destiny. And it looks like around September 2nd, he's in a square to Uranus. And it can mean like September 1st to the 3rd or 4th. You're feeling there's some shocking, unexpected developments, information or news regarding your home life. Now, it could be something with someone you live and some unexpected news about them. Sun is shining down here. Sun's a bit of a hardship. It means burning the midnight oil, staying up too late, maybe not sleeping well. And the South Node is disappointments or losses. But it's in the house of property, land, and real estate. And there's information that surprises you. Something is unexpected here. I don't know what it's going to be. You might be, it kind of takes you by surprise, maybe. You could also, because Uranus is in your sign, be having a download, a profound insight or breakthrough regarding matters connected to your childhood and turning points that go with that, specifically turning points to impact your career in a positive way. And it's possible because Mars is headed for Scorpio, but he's not here yet. He'll get to the Scorpio story third week of September to early November, that this might be building you towards a need to change your home. Like you move into a home and you find out there's like mold in a home or something, and you might be, and especially with Mars, instability, you might find that you will be considering a change of home sooner than you thought. For me, it's the freaking fire alarm sirens and stuff. Progress Gemini Sun. Oh my God. The fire hall on one side, but I love the apartment, but we'll see. So we'll see what happens. Now, that's the first week of September. Okay. And difficult conversations with people in the home that have break free potential for you as well. That's the first week. It's a little difficult, but it's not the worst week I've ever seen. On the 7th of the month, we have the eclipse. Now, an eclipse is going to germinate change, all of them fated change, and fated destined shifts of your life. This is let go, let God, South Node energy. It's Mercury here with the Sun in the South Node in the house of home, land, property, real estate, domicile. And it's opposite the eclipse that's going to happen, full moon, total lunar eclipse in your 10th house. There was an eclipse here last year in September 18th. Okay, but it was not a total lunar eclipse. It was partial and was complicated. Now you have a total eclipse in the 10th house of career, full moon, full light, but it's eclipsed. Saturn is saying long game strategy, karma, time, everything happens over time. This eclipse is going to run its course up to a month before and 6 months after. Now, North Node wants you to fulfill worldly success in your career. The North Node is all about increasing your career success. A full moon is shining a light on revealing the way to do that. Light of revelation, showing you what you couldn't see before in a destined fated way to advance your career, to succeed in your career, to amplify your career. This eclipse is blessed and positive because it flows to Jupiter. You see that? That means that this is going to bring luck, and it's going to bring financial increase and financial luck and financial success connected to reputation and career. There's nothing I don't like about that Jupiter trine to this eclipse. And if you want to look at it this way, you're coming into a time of fulfillment. Destined, fated fulfillment and career and earning success over the course of 6 months that follow. You may capitalize on it kind of in a way that you understand you're kind of leaving a mark. This is a legacy moment. You want to hit the mark on some area of career success and be the authority. And you may then begin to leave that path and start something new next year. Also, Mercury is the messenger. He does deliver news. And this is your childhood, home, homeland, hometown. So you never know. He's all embedded in this wedge of an eclipse. So look for this news information, a commercial opportunity connected to land, property, and real estate. The moon is home, maybe a new fated home in a near water in a distant shore or something like that. Fated change of home may unfold over the course of the 6 months that follows this eclipse. Now, let's get past that eclipse on the 7th and move into the happy second week of the month. From about the 7th until the 14th, we have a very positive sky. And I just love it a lot. So let's talk about it, shall we? So it starts up like the 7th, we have the eclipse, and here we are on the 9th of the month. And you'll notice that the sun is traveling through your 4th house and it's beginning to flow to Jupiter. You'll feel this as early as September 6th, September 8th, maybe September 8th, September 9th, September 10th, September 11th, maybe even September 12th. Sun is flowing. in that second week to Jupiter. It's financial prosperity, expansion, and growth connected to land, home, property, and real estate, or family of origin, someone you knew growing up, your mom, your dad, family of origin stories. This just simply has no two ways to be negative. It's going to open up prosperous opportunities for you, maybe because of something you're doing in and from the home, negotiating, talking, communicating from the home, but also because of the South Node, it might indicate a fortunate change of home and a financial success story connected to that change of home. That is opening up for you in the second week of September. Also, in the second week of September, another prosperous and auspicious energy is that Mercury and the Sun become one. It's called a conjunction, and this is occurring on the 12th. When they come together at 20 degrees of Virgo, and by the way, with the South Node at 18, there's a karmic reset button that unfolds over the 6 weeks that follow this general conjunction. Mercury's in great dignity, holds space for what can happen that's positive. He's flowing, he's talking in a flow state to Jupiter, and he's also the Lord of your sign. It happens to be that as these two are coming together on the 12th, the moon is in Gemini. This is most likely for 80% of you, a fortunate opportunity connected to possessing a new home and financial abundance. I don't know what it could come from and how it could show up. I really can't tell you, but it looks positive. Otherwise, you're getting paperwork, information, and documents to sign about property, land, and real estate. And it has a hallmark of success because of Jupiter sextile. Now, the third week of September is going to involve a mixed bag of stories. So from the 14th to the 21st, it ends with that eclipse on the 21st. Some certain positive and challenging things are happening on the way to that eclipse. As we begin around the 12th and 13th of the month, right, we're heading into the third week and we get to the 14th, you'll notice that Venus and Mars are hooking up in a cosmic lover's tango. This is so positive. This is that Venus says, what do you desire? Mars says, I'll fetch it for you. That's probably a simple interpretation, but it works. I desire something here, you say to yourself. In my third house of teaching, writing, communicating, traveling, maybe things to do with a sibling one younger. And there is this Venus placement here. She's strong in Leo. She's entitled as fuck. And she's here from August 25th to September the 18th. So as she's traveling through this part of the sky, she's telling you that you desire something that's prosperous, lucky, and fortunate and pleasurable in travel, in teaching, and learning, and writing, and communicating. And she's marketing and selling. And as well, third house of social media. This is really good, by the way, for your social media glow up. For those of you in the social media landscape, August 25th to September the 18th, when she's here, means popular appeal in things you do in social media land and also in writing projects. So she's here, and then she's going to flow to Mars, and she continues to flow to Mars. It's extremely fun to watch that. Watch this happen here. You'll feel it September 3rd, 12th, 13th, and then it's continuing until about here, the 17th. So from the 12th to the 17th, how lucky are you in social media and Mars to say, I'll fetch what you want? Well, this is a house of celebrity sometimes, so it can give you some celebrity out of balance, out of whack from, a little bit over the top or under the top. He can bring you romance. I forgot to talk about romance. Are you a single Gemini looking for love? Well, why not? Mars is passion. Venus is romance. The two are hooking up. Romantic love affair sprouting from a travel opportunity, or a romantic love affair sprouting from a local neighborhood event, or a travel opportunity sprouting connected to teaching and learning environments. So there can be a newfound romance here, and it would likely be new, okay, under this kind of sky. So look for some new love stories to emerge for the single Geminis looking for love. Leisure travel and fun for romance as well. Again, this is kind of playing out the 12th to the 17th. Creative projects, entrepreneurial projects, and success. I still don't like Mars out of balance here, but I'll take him at his word. He's trying to please Venus. He's in her house. He's doing his best to fetch her the success in teaching, learning, writing, marketing, selling, and social media, and love in the local neighborhood or through travel. He's fetching it for her. Let's hope he does a good job. Difficult but not the end of the world, is Mercury, and complicated. Mercury begins to oppose Saturn around the 16th, and he continues to do that tussle with Saturn until the 18th. So the 16th and 17th in particular, information use, constraint, constriction between matters connected to your private and home life and things to do with your hard work in your workhouse. So somehow your career and success stories are taken off on a kite. You're up, and away she goes. We'll cover the kite in more detail. You're electric, you're original, you're inventive, you're having breakthroughs. You may be doing great stuff in the world of publications, and your career is taking off, and there's gnarly tension here. You may have some difficult communications going on with somebody that you're connected to in your home, and it's not in alignment. Like, Saturn is saying, let's be a success story in the career, and Mercury says, can we talk? We got to talk. What are we going to talk about? Sun is here. Sun is a ruler of Leo. So there's a lot of complicated stories going on. Could be a challenge with a sibling one younger than you, kind of getting in the way of your success story in your career, and some hard conversations. We move onward though. And then we see Mercury moving on the 18th and 19th into, like, 18th, 19th. He'll be into Libra, and he'll be opposite Neptune. So this is always Neptune about clearing your delusions and illusions out from the house of friendships, groups, allies, benefactors, and long-term plans and goals and career profits. And Mercury is information and news. Sometimes this just simply can look like a conversation that must be had with a child, a romantic partner, or a friend that clears the fantasy land delusions and makes things crystal clear. Mercury could have a problem in an entrepreneurial or creative project connected to social media and videography platforms. And there may be some challenge, even though you're having success with something in that area. I do like that he's trining Uranus and trining Pluto. That's why that kite is lifting off. And at the base of it all, on the 17th and 8th, on the 18th, 19th, and 20th, a grand air trine is lifting off some powerful success in creative entrepreneurial endeavors connected to international themes, connected to personal breakthroughs. Or you could find yourself, in a new love story connected to foreign lands and travel and foreign people. Lots could go on with that. And that's the emails, phone calls, and getting to know each other's time of it all. Long distance love stories taking off. Watch out for that. Balance is not here at this time. The 21st is a solar eclipse. It is a partial eclipse. We had a Virgo lunar eclipse here in March, right? March 14th, 15th. Now we have a solar eclipse. So solar eclipses tend to run a year out of it. Like within a year, we see the full experience of that eclipse. We can probably already feel it up to 6 weeks earlier before the eclipse in general. And so what happens is that the moon and the sun join together, and they do so at 28 degrees and 50 minutes or so of Virgo. That's called a household name degree, and it's close to the 29th anaretic degree. So it's very intense energy. It can bring success, can bring household name energy to your life, but it's in the home. And there is an eclipse in the home, and it's solar. So there's a huge energy. Like there was an eclipse here in March, right? And I progressed Gemini sun. That March eclipse in my fourth house, lunar eclipse, moved my home to this new apartment that I'm always complaining about the sirens. So you see, there's an eclipse in your home. Did you change your home at all? Like in 2006, 7, and 8, particularly, this is more pertinent to the 2007 eclipses. In the fall of 2007, did you make a change of home? Well, I sold my home. My Roche Gemini son's talking right now. So yes, there was a massive change of home. So look for a letting go, surrendering, and releasing your home. Venus is here. She'll try to get you some money, but she's in a place of her fall. You may have to leave your home because of a fallen situation. It could be a fallen situation with a romantic love partner, with one of your children. I hate to say that, but that's possible. So that's because she rules the house of children. Maybe you're going to have to sell your home, move your home because of something to do with a romance, a child in your life. Venus here could also be connecting a change of home to a foreign land, a far offshore, and a distant place because of ownership of the 12th house. Now, this is not going to happen on the eclipse. You're not moving your home on September 20th or 21st when the eclipse is happening. You're going to move your home maybe you'll see evidence of it in the 2 or 3 months that follows the eclipse. It can unfold up to a year later. It's putting a seed in place for a change of home. No doubt about it. This is pretty powerful because I think it will lead for some of you to a change of home. It's not only that Venus is in her fall, but Mars is debilitated in her sign. So she's not carrying a lot of strength to govern what's going on with this eclipse. The only thing I like about it is it sextiles Jupiter, and it tells me it's likely to bring prosperity, but Venus squaring Uranus, you're not expecting to move. You think you're staying where you are. So it's a prosperous move, a positive move at one level, it's unexpected at another, and it's complicated at that. I'll be doing a deep dive video into this whole eclipse with the asteroids. So please like and subscribe so you don't miss that video for your sign coming up in the month of September. As you move past the eclipse on the 21st and we move into the third week of September, we're hitting a nice sky, more or less, but it's got complications. It's mostly brought on by the sun. You'll notice that the sun crossing into Libra, right, is going to be powerfully activating a kite. Now, before we get to that complication, it's really the kite is really more here. Okay, sun opposite. No, it's really over here. Now, here's where Mars moves into Scorpio around September 22nd. What do we love about that? Well, Mars is going to be in his kingdom. And he's strong. He knows what he's up to. And he's naturally intelligent in a feminine, warrior, stealthy way. And he's going to be here until November 3rd. So from the 22nd of September to November 3rd, your Mars is in his joy house, in the house of work. And this means you're in joyful engagement with passion and drive and ambition in the work. Your health is going to improve by what you eliminate, particularly in your diet, and you might get into a new workout regime on this transit. Okay, but it's positive and you're going to like it. You will enjoy it. And he will, by October, come into a glorious trine in the money, prosperity, and material resources part of your chart. So this is where a big glow up is coming for you. Now that I've said that, here's the other story. Mars steps across the boundary. Fine. We'll be talking about that in greater detail. He starts off with a square to Pluto, but we're not going to talk about that yet because I really want to draw your attention to the sun. The sun is on the world axis. It's powerful. It's 00 Libra, and it comes into a formation that makes a kite happen with a tip on Neptune. Something wants to take off in your career, prosperity, and gains. You want to make more money, be more successful, have more influence over reality, especially if you work in a Neptunian field. That can be anything to do with spirituality, awakening, entertainment industry, glamour, modeling, Hollywood, screenplays, or even just YouTube or any videography platform. You want to take off here. And that's nothing wrong with that. You can do that, right? There's no problem with that story. But it's complicated because a kite can lead to make or break success on the backbone, right? How can you line up that sun versus Neptune energy? The sun wants to lean on knowing, information, and knowledge because Mercury is there. Like Mercury can inform you of what you want to do. The fifth house is your creative and entrepreneurial projects. So you're really planting some kind of success kite from entrepreneurial creative strategies into the career gains itself with breakthrough and innovation and originality and with power and dharmic alignment Pluto. So it's not bad or good. It just is. It's a thing you're living with. But the challenge is Mars. And as we move forward into the 22nd, Mars is squaring Pluto. Mars is squaring Pluto the last week of the month. And it kind of is going to be a bit of a deal breaker energy for the goodness we're seeing everywhere else. It could be a very pivotal turning point in the work environment connected to the word international, courts and legal matters, foreign lands and foreign shores. Be careful here. I'm sorry. I'm having a windstorm and it sounds like I'm in a hurricane. I'm not joking you as we're talking about Mars, Pluto. Lawsuits, someone suing you, legal lawsuits and courts and engagements in those matters. For some of you, watch out for that. Or employee lawsuits, or employees being gnarly, or employee things being difficult connected to law and legal matters, or a tussle with a human resource department and employee-employer relationships duck. Those are things I don't like for you the last week of September. I mean, Mars is actually going to want to do something positive here. This is not bad place Mars, right? And Jupiter is witnessing in a flow. Mars says, make decisions and take actions around work, pets, rental properties, and health. And in his whole sign, Venus thing, it may be a rental opportunity, but it may be connected to foreign lands and foreign shores, demanding powerful decision making and actions in the last week of September. And, he just keeps on hitting that fallen moon here, fallen home, rental property, let go, release. Like if I was making a story for me, squaring Pluto, power struggles, there's something going on where there's a legal situation with my building and people are being asked to leave. And I'm like, oh, are you kidding me? That's like the kind of vibe. Or there could be a challenge with a pet situation in your life and power struggles over laws and legal matters and petty details to do with legal structures. Or you want to travel for your work from your home, but there's a passport visa power struggle going on. It doesn't last a long time, but it's enough details that I'd say the last week of September, you're looking like you're going to battle with some situation. This can be a battle with a teacher, a guru, someone of authority in a learning environment as well, but it would connect to your work, right? It would connect to your work. So by the end of September, it's really fading out on us, right? It's no longer really active. So it's really going to happen more around the early part of the story, the 22nd of September to about the 25th. So that's what I've got for you. After the 25th, it really is no longer a problem. Thanks for listening. And don't forget to like and subscribe. For every sign, I'm drawing a word from the Oracle deck called the dictionary. You can just ask a question, should I go to the store today? And the answer will be here. It's fun. It's easy. You don't need to be a psychic or an advanced reader. Anyone can do this. Okay. So I'm asking for you, what is your message for the month of September? I got partner for the sign of Taurus. I got ladybug for Aries. And these are very connected to the sky that we're looking at for each sign, right? So I love how it is. Oh my God, I got revolt, like a revolution, uprising against authority, rebellion, revolting, like to take a revolution and revolt. Why? Because Uranus is in your sign, Gemini, sun, moon, and rising. You are a rebel. You are breaking free. There is a desire for freedom. And that's going to dominate the whole month. So I would say to you, everything I said about the good and the bad, are you leaning into an authentic break free, breakthrough, break free energy? Because you're going to bust outside the lines, be willing to be original, willing to be inventive with your life, be a mad scientist of your life. And the revolt and the revolution word, they're both beside each other, is exactly what all Geminis have to go through for 7 more years, right? Uranus will move out of Gemini in November around the 7th, but he'll be back next year and you're going to do a 7-year stint with him. You got to find your inner rebel, your inner revolter, your inner freedom lover, because that's your new story. All right, you're getting a test run on it in the month of September. No wonder, because there's a big kite, and this is a big kite story for you as well. Woo, be a creative rebel too, because of all the 5th house action, right? That's all I got for you. I've been recording these on August 12th. My Patreon community gets these early access ad free. You guys get them ages later on YouTube with all those ads, So come join me on Patreon for $7 a month. You can be getting everything ad free, early access. Why not come aboard and see what it's like on my Patreon community, where we have 4 live Zoom calls with me a month, tier dependent. See you there. Hope to see some of you in Patreon. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful month of September.